Well, happy Thursday, guys. Another Rock University training. I have to tell you, I have been eagerly pumped for today for a while now. I met, and I should have asked how to pronounce your name too, but Porab, Porab? Yes, okay. I met him through actually one of our agent partners before the holidays. I want to say maybe October, November, something like that. And he demoed this platform for me. And I'm always looking for tools, platforms, resources that can alleviate the pain points in our beautiful business of real estate, especially when it comes to marketing and branding. And this gentleman he's a developer behind this platform. He created what I think is going to be one of the best tools that we've had in our industry for a while, especially for that automation part, marketing, all that stuff. You can see it on my screen right now. This is the website. It's called Rejig and Rejig.ai. You guys can go there and check it out. He gave me a little insight on what the word means, and it's literally taking information from one spot to another and kind of doing that. He can explain more of that. Before we actually dive in, don't forget rockuniversity.com. You can go there, check out our training schedule. We have one more after this for January. We are going to be talking about RPR, right? The tool and resource that we have from NAR. How do you use it? How can you leverage it in your listing appointments to grow your business in 2024? So you want to make sure you go and register for that there. Again, you can just go to rockuniversity.com, click the register now button, and it's going to take you to that, which I will just throw quickly into the chat box, but we'll pop up here. Perfect. Okay, so that'll be the 25th for that one. We also give you guys lots of different templates and assets in VIP All Access. You guys can go there and register. It's free. You get instant access, and you go take advantage of all those social media posts, newsletters, tons of templates in there. So many templates, listing presentations, all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Porab, and he is going to dive into this amazing platform. He's going to demo it, explain it to us, and he's going to talk about a little bit of offer, I think, towards the end as well, about helping onboard us into this platform. And I'm just going to say it. The pricing that he has us at is unbelievable. You guys, once you see the demo, it's going to be amazing. So I'm excited. I know everyone's excited. Let's go ahead and dive in.
Awesome. I'm going to take over the screen sharing.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here. My name is Purab. I am the founder of Rejig.ai, the platform that automates social marketing for realtors. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through a few slides and then demo the platform. So I'll make sure it's worth your time. So just a bit background about myself. I'm a technologist with 30 years of experience building products and platforms. Like started all the way at Priceline.com in 1999 to being part of IAC, the parent company that owns Tinder, Match.com, Home Advisor. And then I went to lead on search at Ask.com, to blocking ads at AdBlock, and then being a growth marketeer at Talkspace before it IPO'd. So it's a long way of saying been around the block or I'm old. So background about Rejig. Rejig came from my own need, right? So a few years back, I got into buying, growing, and selling digital assets, like how people flip real estate. I was flipping digital properties. And I realized how painful it is to grow on social, being a small business owner. Like, so I was not able to take content that I already had in one of the channels, in my channels, and reshare it, rejigger it across multiple channels, right? And tech didn't exist for it. And come to 2022, things changed with the advent of AI, and that's when Rejig was born. So diving into it, as we head into 2024, social presence remains critical for realtors. There are 300 million active social media users in the US, averaging 2.5 hours every single day. And more importantly, while the user journey starts maybe with a search, around 75% end up researching the realtor or the person on social media before making the buying decision, right? So even if you got the word of mouth as a referral, they don't just look at your website. They want to know you a little bit more. They want to gauge your domain expertise. So hence they look up on different channels wherever they are before making the decision. But social is challenging for realtors given the time and the resource constraints. Um, on an average, a person uses 7+ different social media apps every single month, like from YouTube to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, right? Like that's just 5 right there. And so you need multi-platform presence. Just being on one channel and not on another doesn't really quite work out because you don't know where your client's going to be on. Additionally, it's not just putting out memes or jokes for realtors. You have to portray expertise, build trustworthiness, so the content has to be credible. You also have to be able to share your local community news and events, and it's just hard to keep up with all of that. And then you have to do all this consistently, right? Like, so people are thumb scrolling. You kind of have to make sure that every single piece of content is branded, it has your tone and voice, it has your logo, icon, your image, and then you have to keep at it, like, so you don't get buried in the thumb scrolling, out of sight, out of mind. So consistency is the key, and that's what makes it challenging. So what realtors do tend to do is outsource, right? So you either outsource to a really expensive agency charging thousands a month, or you use a lower priced option, which is putting cookie cutter content like exactly the same as 50 other realtors in your service area. No branding, no personalization. It's just identical. Um, and some brave ones do it themselves, right? And that often results into infrequent posting due to time resource constraints, or you find that a strong presence in one channel and almost none in another, right? So you spend all the 6 months on TikTok putting videos out there, but your clients are looking for you in LinkedIn, and there you go, you lost them. So just one more, like, to realize the true cost of content creation, right? Like, you have to, let's say there's a Fed meeting and the rates dropped as a result, and you want to put something out there so it shows you're on top of market news and trends. So you kind of have to monitor the news as they come in. You have to curate all the content from multiple sources. Then you have to read and personalize the content and how you want to say it. And you can use Chat GPT or other tools for that, but you still have to take that action. And then you have to create that content, the graphic, put your logo, brand, what do you want to exactly say, jump into Canva and do all of that. And then you have to publish it on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and sometimes end up adapting the content to the particular platform. Um, and you're not done. You just have to rinse and repeat, like go back to doing it again and again, right? So that one piece of content that you created took you an hour at the very least, from monitoring it to curating it, personalizing it, and publishing it. And just roughly, like, it's a $50 a post. And experts recommend that you put out 100 posts a month across all channels to be relevant, right? And that, I believe, is a little too extreme. But even if you do the math and you say, hey, I'm putting one post a day, and you're taking that $50, generating that post, the time you spend generating that post, that's like on the low end, you're spending $1,500, couple grand a month off your time or money managing social media. So what's the new way, right? So Rejig, what Rejig.ai does is it automatically monitors, curates, and creates branded content that you can review and publish. So you're not searching for content ideas, you're not tweaking chat GPT prompts or fiddling around in Canva. Rejig just does it all for you. Um, so instead of spending an hour per post, now with Rejig, it's just under a minute to schedule something out. So to put differently, Rejig is ChatGPT plus Canva plus Zapier plus Hootsuite all combined in one powerful platform. Um, so what does it do actually behind the scenes? So what Rejig does is it's first of all, it ingests the content that you have out there already, your bio, your blogs, and then it creates a custom AI model that's tuned to your tone and your voice, right? So if you're focused on a specific niche or industry, it knows how to speak that language. It then leverages that model everywhere when it creates the content for you. So be it your captions, hashtags, or your video scripts, or writing out your listing descriptions, that's the model that gets used. The other thing Rejig does is it leverages your brand kit to create a repo of branded content, branded templates. And this each piece of content will have your photo, your phone, your email, and will all be using your brand colors. And then Rejig goes out there and it monitors and curates the content, right? So it's monitoring Fannie Mae, Freddie Mae, NAR, Realtor, CNET, all those news sources for new articles. It also monitors your local news, your events, community events. It can also monitor your own content. If you're publishing blog, it will monitor that and make sure that as soon as you publish a blog, it extracts the key information from it and generates multiple posts. So instead of resharing a link on all channels, it's actually ingesting it, it's summarizing it. Sometimes it would create like, did you know, or create 4 bullets from it, create a graphic, captions, and keep it ready for you to share. It also monitors your reviews as they come in on Google My Business, Yelp, and other sources. So anytime a 4-star and up review pops up there, you will have ready to share content created for you. Plus Rejig, you can configure Rejig to point to any third-party URL or any third-party blog, and it'll go off monitoring it and leveraging it for content creation. What it does then out of the curated content is it creates uh, these posts for you and shows them in a centralized dashboard that's ready to share. And we'll get into it in the demo, but you can filter that out based on source or topic or themes, and then you can pick and choose what you want to share. The other thing Rejig does is it alerts you of new posts that's coming in. It lets you do a one-click publish. So you say share, and it goes to all your channels. And you can even schedule it out. You can schedule it out a few days in advance or entire month. Like, so log in once and you're done with all your content calendar. And the other thing it also does, which is pretty cool, is anytime there's new content, you get an email with the entire posts in an email, like with the graphic and the captions and everything. And so you're picking up coffee at Starbucks and you're like, hey, I like this post, I want to share. You click a button on your mobile and it just shares it behind the scenes to all the platforms. You don't even have to log in to your desktop or any of that. And the benefits are obvious, right? Like, you are here, you understand the benefits of it. So you just build your brand awareness, grow your audience, and be more visible and get more clients eventually, all while saving time and money. Um, yeah, and it's one of those things where let's just get into demo, and then I think you'll be able to see um, the power in it. I'm gonna switch. Any questions so far, or how do you want to do this? Justin, get into the demo and then leave the questions towards the end.
Yeah, I think let's dive into the demo. If you guys have questions as we go through this, just throw them in the chat box and I'll monitor those. But yeah, I think everyone is super eager to see this actually play out in a live demo. I mean, I would think that everyone's getting even more pumped and excited to see this just from that part. But yeah, let's take a look at the demo for sure.
Yeah, it's like show me the software, not the slideware, right? Um, yeah, so all right, so you can see the tab. Yeah, you can see my dashboard, right, Justin?
Yeah.
All right. So this is a demo account I've created for Ruth Krishnan. She's not Realty One Group realtor, but just to give you an idea, it's not her photo either. But like when you log into the dashboard, this is what you see. Like you see ready to share content that's curated and created for you. If you want to, if you like something and you want to share, all you do is publish now, or you schedule it out for a particular day. And once you have these accounts connected, it just goes out to all the platforms. Um, what Rejig has done has it's curated content from the blog, from various industry sources and AI, calendar events, and the reviews. And I'll just show what each one is. Let's just start with the industry sources first. So here's an article from Realtor.com on December monthly housing trends. And Rejig has picked that up, created this graphic for you, along with a summary that also brings out important snippets. Like, hey, the housing market, is it too small? I can probably try and zoom in. The housing market is showing promising signs, more sellers listed in blah, blah. Despite of the holiday slowdown, newly listed homes are 9.1%. So it read it and analyzed it, and it created this content for you, not just one graphic, but also another tidbit, which it says like, hey, did you know this higher homes, active homes are higher than last year, right? So both of those should be in this article somewhere buried. There you go. Providing an overall boost to inventory, 9.1 over past year. So it's what it did, it is read the article, it analyzed it for you, and then figured out what is it that should be called out that applies to your persona, your profile, and created the caption for you, along with the attribution to realtor.com, right? And it created multiple posts for you. It does so for other articles too. Let me just inside. Um, for example, there's tips on energy efficiency from one of the articles here. There is realtor finance advice from like you could buy a home um, without any loan. Here, how is money paid out in real estate transaction? There was an article from Realtor. It's created, it's read and created content for you. I mean, I think you get the idea, and I'll get more into it. But let's also look at what other articles it does. So let's look at AI and calendar events. So calendar events, yeah. So we have MLK Day coming up. You normally have to remember, or you forget what to do, or and you don't post. Versus Rejig would automatically pop up this content for you, suggest you should schedule it out for Monday, and it's branded for you. So that's the holiday. Like, so as new holidays come up, you just get this automatically show up. There's also other types of content created with AI, like there's a joke, why don't real estate agents play hide and seek, blah, blah, blah. There is content on staging tips, San Francisco, because the realtor is based in San Francisco, which Victorian homes have the best views, etc. Right? Like there are quotes, there's like poll sort of questions, multiple variety, right? So you could see all the themes here. And then It also picks up reviews, like I was saying, automatically. And when it does so, it's not just reviewing it. It creates this asset along with the name and the rating, but in the captions, it thanks the person and it extracts the context from the review and summarizes it here for you, right? So, and then the last thing is, because in this scenario she has blogs, it's also pulled content from the blog and created multiple variations of it. It's like looking to, let's say, Christian teams ranked top 5 in, because they wrote an article about that in a competitive market. So it's extracted that out and created multiple variations of the post for you. So anytime, the way it works is Rejig curates and creates new content. All that shows up and sends you an email. It shows up in new. After 7 days, as the content becomes old, it sits there in previous, so it just moves automatically there. If you schedule something out, it will show up in schedule, and if you publish, it's always sitting here in your published category. If you want new content, you can always hit generate fresh posts, and Rejig will go and create a new set of posts for you. Or you can just go here in create new posts. And what it does is this create mode is where it's super powerful, where you're reading an article and you're like, hey, this is really cool. I want to share something about it. You can just plunk in the URL to the article here and click generate post. Rejig will read the article and analyze it, create captions, graphics, hashtags, all of that automatically for you. Let's say you are reading an article and it happens to be behind a paywall, or you have an idea, a blob, but you don't want to like spend too much time on it, like building it all out. You can just plunk in plain text here along with the main agenda, main topic, and it would do that the same thing. News is a super powerful feature where under all sources, it's showing all the latest content, right? Like, so realtors, inflation index, the realtor.com housing report, the jobs report, mortgage rates, the instant reaction on mortgage rates, right? You could just say select and hit generate post and it'll create it for you. And you can add your own, yeah. So you say you have a local news, or you're in a particular, you want to add like a veteran blog that you like, you could do that here, name the source, add the URL, and Rejig will monitor all the new article and new content that comes up from that blog. There's all these topics AI suggests, or you can add your own. Reviews from Yelp, Google My Business. If you get a review in an email and you want to add it in, you could just do it here, plunk in the text, the name, choose a rating, and it'll create content. Listing is super interesting, where it's an early beta feature, but you can mention some of the property details, upload the photos, and Rejig creates a description, a post, and also video for you. And we have a lot of video features coming up. So listing video is one where it's branded. And what we are also doing is adding a video feature here, where if you like an article and you're like, hey, like top 5 things to do in San Francisco, and what it can do is it will create a video, a small one, whether it's for TikTok or for Insta, like, or a short, and then say, hey, along with the captions, along with titles, and have pictures of the top 5 things, and I'll create it automatically. Video script, talking about video, where you can give it an idea and maybe a reference URL, and we will spit out a script for you, again, tuned and tweaked to your tone and voice. And all that video will automatically carry your branding. So it's consistent. I think that's the key thing that's missing normally with all the tools out there. You also have access to your brand templates, and I'm going here on the where if you are like, hey, I want to start creating something from scratch, you can just click on a particular template and then create a post from there. Um, just start typing whatever you want. Add your captions here. Change your theme, and we'll get into it a bit more. But like say that you create the content, and from here you can either publish it or schedule it. And there's a lot you can do here. While I'm here, I'll just show there's an inbuilt pixels. So it's like the real San Fran, you can for it, and it'll show up so you can add images. You can switch over the templates. You're like, hey, I don't like this, I want to change it. Just select it and say, hey, I want to switch over. I'll take a moment and switch it over to a different template. um, and you can choose and change your theme, the colors right there from within your palette. So it's like, think of it as an inbuilt Canva, but instead of starting from scratch, you're starting from your own brand. Um, there's also other templates, just a sec, that are there available to you, that you can use from, right? There's a library of templates, and you select any, and you say create post. Automatically your name, your logo, your phone, all that info will be applied to these templates. So the AI will do the work behind the scenes of branding it for you. So that's brand templates. And then yeah, you can manage your brand here, right? So it's your brand kit, where your logo, you have your brand colors, you can tweak it, change it. You can see it all change on the right. And then once you save, it gets applied to all the templates. Here's where all the AI settings are. Like, so Rejig's figured out the bio for her and said, hey, here's your tone, your voice, and your niche. And we do some custom work behind the scenes to make sure that every single content carries your tone and carries your voice beyond just, it's like, hey, I'm experienced, I'm approachable, right? Like, so when you're putting out content, it sounds like you, it appears more you. And then your social media settings, you connect once, and then you say, hey, post it everywhere. And so that one click publish is enabled for you. Um, and then your business info. Yeah, I mean, in very high level, I think this. Oh no, one more thing. Sorry. Let me just show one more edit feature. Let's just pick template. Let's say you like an article or a template or post, and you want to make some changes to it. You could just do that. You click the edit button, and you get into this editor mode, where on the right you can either swap out. So AI suggesting other captions, you can just select the other alternatives right there, or you could start typing it in and change whatever you want. And you can do that with any of the text, any of the content there. Here are your hashtags. You can change out the images like I showed you already, or you can swap out the templates, themes, etc. Right? So what you can do for a new template where you're starting from scratch, you could do the same thing for an existing post that Rejig has created for you. So you can change out things fairly quickly and then just share or schedule it out with the inbuilt Canva-like editor. Yeah, I mean, I think that's super quick, super fast demo and overview for you, and we can jump into questions.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. We've got quite a few questions in here. I know you probably answered some of them, but let's go through. So I believe I saw this in there. You can change the fonts and the graphics, right? You can. There's different fonts from that drop down. I think I saw.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you could go in, and if your brand, and I think we should. There's one more slide. Let's just maybe go through that process slide, because what we do is when we set you up, we make sure we select your brand colors, your fonts, and all of that. But let's say you want to change it, right? Like, so there's this font here, and you want to change it out to Open Sans regular, that just changes it for all the fonts that we already have out there.
Very cool. And then the what platforms can this will automatically post to? Is it just the Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn that we see up there, those three icons, or what platforms can this automatically post to? Amber asks, can this also be connected to post with our website, like Sync or KV Core or something like that?
So right now we share it to LinkedIn, Insta, and Facebook. We also can connect Google My Business and share it to that. If you want to share it, a social media post to your website, I think it's something we would need to talk as to what you're trying to do. And it's basically, we have APIs to hook into whatever platform it is. So if it's WordPress, then yeah, we could make something happen, but would be curious to understand what are you trying to do with that first.
Got it. Okay. And this is, I mean, obviously, guys, this is, like you said, there's video, more video features coming and all that stuff. So this is, you're getting like in the beginning of exclusiveness on this. So it's only going to increase and get better from here. But David asked, can you create marketing content and housing data based on a specific area? So he's interested in Maricopa County specifically, and then would want to feature individual cities or zip codes.
Yeah, so if you have data already where you're like, hey, there's this article, or I have this access to this housing data for a particular county or particular zip, then you plunk it in and hit generate post, and it'll summarize it for you and create content for you. Or if you have like a particular URL which publishes that data, then you can point Rejig to it and will grab that data to the extent it can, and then generate the post for you. And I think it may make sense to just go through one more slide, because that's where there's a process involved, just because like the questions that are coming up, maybe some of those get answered
For sure.
through that. So let me just quickly go through that.
And guys, don't worry. I know there's quite a bit of questions in here. We will make sure to get to them all.
So yeah, what's the process, right? So what we do is, let's say you're interested. I would recommend, just give me a sec. Okay. So I would recommend like booking a discovery call, like which is around 45 minutes, to audit the current state of things, understand what your business objectives are, and gather brand or business information, like which niche you are focused on, what are the good content sources, right? Like, so to a question that was asked, like, hey, I want specific county data. So those sort of questions that we can hash out. And we also audit your social media, like based from your account setup, is Instagram, Facebook all linked together, and is it a professional account, all of that. Like, so we do, it's just a useful call to have no matter what. And the purpose of that call with me is, at the end of it, we figure out if it makes sense for you to use Rejig, and if so, what's the plan that makes sense for you, right? And if we, and I'll get into the plans, but if we decide to move forward, then two things happen. One is we pick a date where we would actually onboard you. So we'll go away and we'll set you up, we'll tune the AI, and then we'll come back with a with your account. It's like 1 to 2 weeks. So we'll pick a date, we'll slot that in. And the other thing we'll do is like ask like for a nominal setup fee, based on which we start the whole onboarding process, right? And during setup, essentially what we are doing is we're gathering that information that you gave and setting up your account with your profile, your identity, your templates, tweaking the AI to what you really want to achieve. And then once that is set up, we have an onboarding call with you or somebody on your team where we walk you through the platform, the features, and like connect the social accounts and make sure you are able to post. So we get that first post set up with the first post, and you're off to races after that. That so the discovery call is 30 to 45 minutes, and the onboarding call is around the same. So that's the investment of your time. So what are the two plans, right? So if you there's a starter plan and a pro or a pro teams plan. And if you're a solo agent wanting to get started with social media and just make it affordable, then that's the starter plan. And if you are like you have a brand, you actually are trying to hone in on a niche and build a team out, and you're already doing some of social media but just struggling to keep up with it, then the pro teams plan would make sense. And especially if you have planned to boost up some of this content using paid ads. So the difference between the two plans is, like, the starter plan has basic tone and voice. We use generic branding and templates, so it still has your branding, right? So the difference is, like, from a template perspective, it's this, right? So this is the pro plan, where you see prominent and consistent branding, versus the starter plan. It still has all your content. It will still have your profile photo, and it will have your color theme, but it's not necessarily going to be as prominent or as consistent across all templates. That's basically one of the other difference, right? So it's AI, with starter plan is basic. It's general branding and templates. You still get unlimited posting to LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta. You don't get videos in that. Um, and then with pro teams plan, we build out the custom AI model. We build out this custom library of templates that is for your needs. So you're putting consistent brand out there. Again, it's unlimited posts, and it includes video and future features as we add. And then the pricing, of course, right? So the starter plan is $50 a month. We do charge $100 setup fee, where we do the work, set you up, and we waive that setup fee if you choose the yearly plan. So you pay $600, then we waive this $100 fee. So it's like 15% savings right there. And the other plan is the pro plan, which is a $100 a month plan, where we do a lot of work behind the scenes to set you up. So there's a $500 setup fee. And again, we waive the setup fee for a yearly plan. So you just pay the $1,200 for the year, done. And we do have team pricing available. And the way team pricing works, and this is what we see happen quite a lot, where there's a team of 5-6 agents, and they want uniform branding across all agents, so that the brand is getting eyeballs across everybody's audience, right? Instead of each agent doing its own thing. So you buy this $100 plan for your main account, and then we just reuse a lot of the AI that we have done, a lot of the templates that we have done for your teams, and so that subsequent team pricing becomes cheaper. And it becomes cheaper where it's even more affordable than a starter plan, to be honest, right? Like, so it comes to $30-$40 per agent, and it depends on the volume. Like, if it's more agents, then it just gets more and more cheaper. And we can get on those conversations during the discovery call. So that's the process. I think that may answer some of the questions.
For sure.
And then just one more slide. Yeah, if you're interested in scheduling a discovery call, just use this QR code. It'll take you to Calendly link, and there just enter the source as ROC, because we have a special offer now where we are offering 50% off the setup fee. So this $500, we just waive 50%, so it's going to be $250 for the pro plans, as far as the discovery call is scheduled in January. And I was thinking a lot, like, how can I be more aggressive with the pricing, or come up with a nice offer, like for Rock University. But if you really think about it, like, at $50 a plan, like, the ROI, if you do one post per month, right, that's your ROI. Or you're with 100, it's two posts. Like given you spending couple hours creating a post or just ignoring it, right? Like ignoring social media, and the cost is obviously understood. So yeah, I mean, I think I'll leave this QR code open if people want to book the discovery, but we can get into questions.
Yeah, let's go through this Q&A of the questions on there, and then you guys scan that. Just even if you're thinking about it, scan it so you have that handy. Don't lose that so that you can get that savings if you choose to do that pro plan. But another question from Kristen that she wanted to know where she can pull information from, like blogs or YouTube, right? You can essentially pull content from any website, blog URL, your own blog, your YouTube channel, like whatever it may be, right? Can you pull from virtually any source?
Yeah, so textual content you can virtually pull from any source. If your YouTube has a transcript, you could plunk the transcript into the text and use that. We do have in our Q1, Q2 roadmap to be able to ingest a video that you've linked your YouTube account. So if it's your own YouTube channel, then you would just link that, and then we'll get the transcript out of that YouTube video and then create summary for you, like other types of content. But we cannot, for various technical reasons and other YouTube related reasons, like just be like, hey, point to any video and then get the transcript and content.
Copyright, all that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And then Amber's asking, can you just download the post? Let's say they want to post it to their Google business profile or make a post on their YouTube channel. Can you download any of the posts to your computer and then upload them yourself into other sources?
Yeah.
Or other
So
platforms?
if you go into this edit mode, you can just download. It's from right here. You download the image, you download the asset, and you can share it wherever you want.
Sweet. All right, we talked about fonts. We got that. We could change that. We talked about that. David got yours. Lucinda asked, once an item is selected and posted, is it marketed or marked differently so that we can keep track of what is posted and the date? And that's just those buckets up there, right? New, previous, scheduled. So it'll remove it from the main screen and dump it into one of those, right?
Yeah,
So you're
it'll
not
go into, if you
reposting
schedule it out, it'll go into schedule, and when you click the schedule tab, it'll just show you like by date. So you know what, and same thing with publish. Like it'll go away from this dashboard and just move into publish or schedule.
Perfect. All right, and Kristen, I think we talked about it does not currently connect to your Google business profile, or does it?
It does. It's just a feature we haven't, like it's dark launch. Like, so if somebody wants it, we turn it on for them. The thing is, it's one-click post, right? So if you share this content out to these channels, it'll also go to Google My Business. And that's why I have it dark launch, because you may want to be more selective as to what you're putting out in GMB. Although I do feel from an SEO perspective, making sure that you're sharing content, new content on GMB helps, right? Like it's the untold thing. Like people don't quite say that, but it does help because Google's trying to promote its own content.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. And then I would assume it does, but does it optimize for keywords like SEO and stuff? Like whatever it's pulling from like an article or whatever, and it's adding in that text, is it leveraging certain keywords?
Yeah, so it's like it's getting the gist of the article, but because you're posting content to social, the algorithm for the Facebooks of the world is not keyword based as much as like Google is. So yeah, it's gonna make sure that it includes a key topic. So if somebody searches Facebook or Insta or whatever, does like those, that content gets picked up, but it's not as heavily focused. One of the things as we venture out into allowing you to plunk in a keyword and generate blog content, right? And then link your WordPress to it, then those things become a lot more important.
Beautiful. And I want to add on to that too, guys. So if you're concerned about keywords and stuff, notice that this is creating the caption for you, and it's including hashtags. And of course, you can go in and put your custom hashtags in there that you want to use every single time, and they can do that through the onboarding process. But notice these captions on here. One thing that I've been coaching on in the last several months in trainings when we're talking about keywords and captions, all that, is don't just check a box. Because right now we wake up every day and we're like, what are we going to post, right? So we just quickly pull something and post it and maybe put just sold or some emojis or whatever, right? It's very small caption that we're currently posting as agents. So this already, when you guys go and start leveraging this platform and it's creating these captions, you're already ahead of the game because it's bulking up that caption, right? Those keywords are essential in our social media marketing, because that is what these algorithms and platforms are pulling, right? Instagram is a search engine. Facebook is a search engine. YouTube is a search engine, all these places. And that's why your captions and those keywords are more important than hashtags today in 2024, because that's how these platforms are pulling that information. So I just want to give you guys that tidbit, just so you realize that it's already giving you a caption larger and bulkier than what we as humans and as agents in this business would create anyways. So you're already ahead of the game.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
point.
Deanna, if this is for real estate, no, it's not just for real estate only. This is for other platforms or for other industries as well, correct?
Yeah, it is. But like we're really niching down on real estate, very
Got it.
focused, given the needs of the market.
Yeah, and we appreciate you for that. And then she also said, how is it going to avoid duplicating content for competing agents? So the question is, if you go in, say I go in and I put an article in from NAR, and you go in and put an article, the same exact article in NAR, will it spit out a different look and feel for each one? Obviously, it's the same content. We're using the same source, but will the post itself look different?
Yeah, that's where the custom AI comes in, right? So it's tweaked to your own brand and the voice. So it's gonna spit out the captions differently. One, the look and feel of the template's gonna be different, right? Like it's gonna bear your logo, your phone, your photo, all of that, right? So yeah, it's between the caption, the branding, the colors that you choose. You're just set to differentiate yourself over other, like I had like this yeah,
Yeah.
KCM.
So do we just, yeah, very similar. Like if Chat GPT. So if I go in and I ask it to create something, and then Michael Marino goes in and asks it to create something, then you're on my screen. That's why I just called you out. You're good. It's going to spit out two different versions of it, right? It's going to be this similar topic. It's just like when I tell you guys, when, if you have Chat GPT create an article about golfing in Las Vegas or in Phoenix, there's only so many golf courses in that area. So it's going to name like the same golf courses per se, but it'll be the layout and everything will be written differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and then like just to add to that, like for every single caption that we create, or when we ask our AI to analyze things, we are feeding it saying, hey, I am such and such agent. Here's my tone, here's my voice, here's how I describe myself, right? So AI in every single piece of content is taking that into account. And that's the key differentiator in all of this.
Yeah. Awesome. Any other questions, guys? This is the time. You've got the man himself here to answer any questions you got. Do we think it's amazing? Do we think it's cool? What do we think about it? Feedback in the chat box. Can we leverage this in our business? I mean, when I first saw this demo, I was like, wow, this alleviates a lot of pain in terms of trying to figure out what content to post, unique content, relevant content. Even think of, I saw some examples when you were doing the demo, is think of like, what are the pink colors for 2024? Man, grab that article, throw that in there, right? It's just not buy and sell with me. What about events that are happening? Take that article, throw it in there, let it do it magic for you. Tons of different ways. The content's unlimited. The topics are unlimited. And now there's a platform that can put it all together and do the automation for you. So any other questions for Horeb, guys? Everyone's scanning that QR code. I don't want you guys to miss that discount. Any other questions? Cool. Awesome, guys. This was recorded. It will be on our Rock University YouTube channel within 24 hours. I'm going to try to get it up by end of today, so I can email this out to everyone who registered and was not able to attend. But please take the time to look into it, or at least have that discovery call to see if it's something that can work with your business. It's worth the time to do that, because the less you have to worry about this stuff, the more you're in front of clients and prospecting and all that stuff. And as we know, I'm hearing more and more stories of agents getting new leads and closing deals through social media and online. We know that's where it's at, especially video content. So I'm excited for that feature, more features of that to come out. But make sure you scan that QR code. Parab, we can't thank you enough for your time today and demoing this for us. I know you're a busy guy, but we are grateful for your time, and I'm just excited about this platform. I'm going to test it out for Rock University's Instagram page for digital marketing tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff for you guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Anything you want to leave us with, Parab, before I close us out here?
No, I'm saying, like, just book a discovery call. There's no cost to it besides, like, obviously you're giving some time. We're gonna have a conversation, and only if it makes sense, move forward, right? But we bring audit to the table. I'll bring some information. I'll do some research and come to the table. So benefit from it no matter what, given my experience in search and growth marketing and all of that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's all. But yeah, thank you for having me, and good luck.
Cool deal. And I just want to say, Amber threw a comment in there, said, I think Canva Pro just lost me. Me too. In there, right? If this can do it automatically for us, and again, good relevant content, and it assembles it all together. It gives us the caption and the hashtags, and it's all branded to us. Like, it's a no-brainer. So very excited about this. Thank you, everyone, again, for attending. Please register for the training that's on the 25th, rockuniversity.com. And please, on your next deal, write in Rock Title. Write in Rock Title. We would love to help service your escrows for you. The more that we work together, the more value like this we can bring you guys. I have an entire list of things that I want to bring to our agent community and for you guys. So let's continue to work together. We'll see you guys in escrow and in the next training. Have a great week, everyone.